And that's when I said, Hulk Hogan, more like anyway. Welcome, everyone. I'm Homer.
I'm Trevor.
And this is
A T.
Graps, where we fight all day and talk about Hulk Hogan having a. Anyway, we're going to talk about professional wrestling, I think, for the next little bit here. Welcome, everyone. We are back from hiatus. Thank you to my migraine who did not allow us to do last week's show. But huge thank you to Tylenol who did allow us to do this week's show. So we're all good up
Absolutely
here for
great.
now. Trevor, my man, how you doing?
I'm good. Hello, all.
Oh, speaking of good, we got a good boy.
Hello, W.
Got a good boy on set here on Real Take.
It's been a while since you
On
said
OT
hello.
Graph. Excuse me, we got Dobby.
He wanted to come in and say hello, so hello.
Can Harry Potter please give Dobby sock?
He steals my socks all the time. It's the craziest thing.
Harry Potter has freed
I swear,
Dobby. Dobby has stolen socks from Trevor.
He has one toy that is like an apple that he loves, and then he plays with like socks and everything else. It's the craziest thing.
Well, dogs are amazing. They are crazy. They are everything. And just like this show, we are going to be talking about that everything. From CM Punk talking about not wanting to be a locker room leader after seemingly basically just saying over the past entire career that he wanted to be a locker room leader, to Goldberg shooting on Bret Hart, to SummerSlam this coming Saturday. We have no short list of things to talk about. So, Trevor, I think it's about time we get right into it. What do you think?
I think so.
All right. Then without further ado, let's talk about Goldberg to start things off, because I really want to get your thoughts about this. So here's where we stand. So it's obvious Bret Hart has no love lost for Bill Goldberg, but Goldberg just responded to Bret Hart on Chris Van Vliet's podcast Insights. And Trevor, I want you to take a listen and react to this when we hear the clip.
How do you feel? Like 25 plus years later, Bret Hart still has this animosity. It feels like
I really don't care anymore about Bret. I could care less. You know Louis, right?
Uh-huh.
All I can tell you is this: you, Louis, and I know, and Knobs knows through Legends of Wrestling that shortly thereafter, all that shit that happened. I talked Louis into giving Bret Hart a job at Legends of Wrestling. He must forget about stuff like that. You know, he must forget about the conversations we had back then. But
I think people don't think you guys have talked since that match.
Well, we've talked a couple times. As of late, because of the things coming out of his mouth, I don't really know that I would be talking to him if I saw him. But hey, man, I'm 57 years old. I don't need to prove anything to Bret Hart or to any other human being. You know, the fact is, it was a mistake. I was extremely green in the business, and anybody who knows me knows that if I didn't intend to hurt him, then it was an accident. You know, if I intended to hurt him, then I'd be the first one to tell him.
Sure.
And you and everyone else. But man, I was green, dude. I mean, it was a screw up in the match, and it's live on national television.
Yeah.
And there's two people that have to dance, and you can only do so much. And, you know, I mean, things went awry, and it is what it is. But
so that was Bill Goldberg on Chris Van Vliet's show, Insights. Wonderful show, wonderful interview. Go check it out, everyone. But Trevor, Bret Hart, look, Goldberg helped him get a job, apparently. Goldberg did a lot of good things. He doesn't know why Bret's mad. What do you think?
I think I know why Bret's mad. I mean, here's the thing. We all know Goldberg. I'm sorry, my dog is doing weird things. We all know that Goldberg, especially later in his career, was a botch artist. We know that. He's given concussions. He almost gave a concussion to Undertaker, almost broke Undertaker's neck. And so we do know he's a bit stiff, and two, he doesn't really know what he's doing. 1, 2, 3 kid. But he but like, I will say this: all those years later, Bret Hart is the one that like you ask him what that time of day it is, and he was like, "Oh yeah, I remember that time Bret Goldberg ended my career." Like he just brings it up. Like you don't ask him about it; he just talks about it. So at this point, dude, Goldberg's old, Bret's ancient. It's time to leave it alone. Like, I mean, I don't know how much of what Goldberg says I believe because right now he's starting to sound like Hulk Hogan.
Bro,
But I mean, especially when you mention knobs. I mean,
that's what I was saying. I was like, Pity City. Hey, look at that. Like he knows.
you
Look,
mention knobs too. So like, I don't know, buddy, I don't know. But yeah, like, I mean, I think Brett should leave it alone again, but it doesn't change what Goldberg did. You know what I mean? It happened.
I think it's interesting because look, if there were an award for player hater of the decade or player hater of the century, it'd probably go to Bret Hart for
Oh, absolutely.
the
Oh,
way he's
absolutely.
handled the whole Goldberg situation. Like, it's very obvious he has no, he has all but ill will towards Bill Goldberg. Um, Now I could see why Brett is angry or whatever. I can see it because I think like Goldberg to Brett, and if you listen to like the way Bret Hart talks about Goldberg, it's not just, oh yeah, Bill Goldberg, he belongs in the Hall of Shame because he ended my career. I was going up to Ontario, like like it's not just because Goldberg ended his career. I think if you listen to the way he talks about wrestling in general, Bret Hart, I think, sees Goldberg as a symbol for what he perceives to be wrong with wrestling. And
Right,
that's
like
like,
on the downfall of that particular era of wrestling.
well, not even that era. I think he's been pretty critical of like this era in general of wrestling. One of the, one of the things that I've gotten from listening to Bret Hart, complain about Bill Goldberg over the years has been like, I don't think Bret Hart thinks that like people who are not ready to be in that ring and perform should be in that ring. Yet, we've seen a pattern. It's not just Goldberg of people who, probably could use more time in the ring to hone their craft and whatnot. Just come in and get like automatically like uplifted to the main roster or whatever it is. I think Brett has a problem with that. And Goldberg has been a representative of that. It also just happens to be that he has a constant reminder, Brett does, of what the pitfalls of having someone like that in the ring are. And that is that you're good, like he ended his career, right? And that's not
Right.
saying like, like anything can happen, right? I don't, anyone who tells you that Bill Goldberg deliberately ended Bret Hart's career doesn't know what they're talking about. Even Brett doesn't say that. But I think it's part of a larger conversation of like, do we have people who are not ready to be in that ring? And I think that's what Bret Hart saw and Goldberg represent. And I think that's why the energy persists to this day.
I mean, it's Brett, like you say, that is actually very accurate. I believe. I mean, Brett has been very vocal on wrestlers. Like, I mean, hey, hell, what's his name? Natalia's husband. He pretty much tore him apart at one point because he didn't think he was ready to be in the ring. Like he's been critical about even his own sons. Like he's honestly has done it through the years. So I that doesn't make that actually makes sense to me. Like I mean I can see that being um I can see that being the you know true for Bret Hart. Like anyone else, I wouldn't say it would be true, but for Bret, I honestly believe it's true. Like if he doesn't think you're fit, you're gonna hear it.
Oh, you'll hear it all right. You'll hear it. Yeah. I was taking a walk. I was walking my dog. And then I thought about Goldberg. And I just got really mad. I just love you won't even ask him about Bill Goldberg. And Brett will just like immediately just be like, Yeah,
You don't have to say a word. You can say, "Yeah, Brett, do you still watch Raw?" Yeah, especially that Raw after a couple months after Goldberg broke into my career.
yeah, yeah. No, it was an honor headlining Wembley Stadium, SummerSlam '92, one of the greatest moments of my career. But then that rat bastard Bill Goldberg in 1999. He's just
Like,
yo, shout out to hey, look, we're here to make peace. Brett, Bill, it's been 20 years. Look,
make peace, not war, guys. Make peace, not war.
hell yeah. Oh man, but guys, let us
Actually,
know what you
Bret Hart's
think in the
son
chat. We got
is a
CC with a comment already.
oh yeah, my dog wants to take over the show. He does.
Shout out to shout out to Dobby, little Dobby.
So,
Hello, my name
He
is
was,
Dobby.
he was actually just here a minute ago. Like he just left.
Oh yeah, I know he was there.
He's on board.
Yeah,
But
well,
no, like Bret Hart's son is a huge Caps fan actually.
Bret Hart has a son.
Yeah, Blade.
Oh,
If I'm not
no, I've seen Wrestling with Shadows. He definitely has a son.
mistaken.
Well,
Blade. But yeah, I met him at one of the Cap shows actually.
well, speaking of dogs and sons, someone who has a dog as a son. Here we go. Look at that.
Hey.
Hell of a transition, right?
I
Look,
was wondering where you go with that, but you made it work.
well, let's just talk about it because I want to get your thoughts on this. So, CM Punk just went on First Take and made a pretty controversial statement, I would think, Trevor. He said that he never claimed to be a leader. Here is the quote from CM Punk on First Take. Quote, "I never claimed to be one. I'm just trying to do my job. I'm trying to wrestle. I'm very polarizing for some odd reason. I tend to say how I feel to a fault. I stand up for myself. A lot of people don't like that. There is always friction. I will be as polite and as kind to anybody as I possibly can. When they step out of line, I'm the kind of guy that checks them." Well, Trevor, there's quite a bit to unpack there, but let's start with the idea of Punk claims that he never claimed to be a leader. What are your thoughts there?
For years, he claimed to want to be a leader. Like he literally said, like, I want to be the locker room leader. I want guys to be able to talk to me. I want guys to be able to get knowledge from me. Like, really, Punk? Really? Okay. I'm not. Okay, that's interesting. And people expect you. No one expects you to be the leader. You expect yourself to be the leader, which is the problem. Which was the problem in ROH, which was the problem in WWE, which, guess what, was the problem in AEW. Like, he's always been a problem in the locker room. Like, that's been from the indies on. He's always been an issue in the locker room. Like, that's crazy to even hear him say that.
for someone who, like, look, let's give him a little bit of I'll give him this much grace, right? Like, this could be his attitude now. Like, totally. Like, if he had said, like, I'm just here, I'm not here to be a leader, I'm here to do my job, blah 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 blah, that's fine. Right. Like, he's learned from mistakes, maybe he's grown. What that is fine. There's nothing wrong with that. And you know what? Maybe that's not the position he wants to be in. The issue that I think people are taking with this comment is, like, really that first line of, I never claimed to be one. Like, that's
the biggest issue, because, like, you have many, many times over.
Trevor, he's the guy who, at that now infamous Brawl Out press conference, said that I've got a company to run. Like, yeah, like he's like, I'm trying to run a business, I believe was the exact quote. He said this going back to the pipe bomb, how, like, can't change the world on my couch in Chicago. He said this time after time, like, and here's the thing. The talent for sure see him as a leader. That is true. They see him as a leader in the locker room. They see him as someone who is arguably one of the best promos of all time. They see him as this once in a generational talent that they need to be around in order to make themselves better at their jobs. And like for him to say he's never claimed to be one when he's kind of at moments reveled in it, it's just it comes across as either very like tongue in cheek, I'm definitely trying to get a rise out of people, which he
Right.
then
Which
talks about, or he just, I don't know, maybe he's just whatever. But yeah, the other part of that, Trev, I want to get your thoughts on is he says there's always friction. I will be as polite and as kind to anyone or anybody as I possibly can. When they step out of line, I'm the kind of guy that checks them. Here's the thing. One thing we can, I think, both agree on is when Punk perceives that people cross him, he is not afraid to fire back with unrelenting fury.
Unprejudiced fury.
Yeah.
Again, that's something that I believe is complete bullcrap. Like, I mean, again, we know that not to be true. We've seen it. It's not true at all. Like, you can't. Okay, like you said before, you cannot argue the fact that the man is talented, that the man is arguably one of the best promos. I mean, there's other people you could put in that argument, definitely, but he's arguably one of the best promos of all time. He is. But there is just when you're that good, right? It's like when you're that good, you know there's certain things that you shouldn't or shouldn't do. When you're as good as Punk is, you shouldn't be a consummate jackass. And you are. And the fact that, I mean, and don't get me wrong, maybe coming back to WWE, he feels like he's changed over a new leaf. And now in this era of Punk, he doesn't do these things. But dude, a year ago, you did these things. So I don't know how your Wayback Machine is working, but it's faulty.
Yeah, I think, like, look, respect is a two-way street. I will again offer Punk, a lot of grace here, and say that he was the only one who did things wrong when those scenarios came up.
Not at all.
But it did come across as if the person who escalates, because, like, look, even going back to it, like, no one denies, right? No one denies that at Brawl Out, the first punch was thrown by CM Punk. No,
absolutely.
Punk's side does not deny that. The Elite don't deny that. It is essentially confirmed that Punk was the person, according to the reports from both sides, again, that Punk was the first one to throw a punch. Now, in Punk's case, he says, I did it to defend myself. How much of a threat was he when the Elite allegedly brought in AEW's legal officer to help settle the matter? I mean, I don't know. But again, maybe he felt threatened, whatever. We've all seen the Jack Perry CM Punk thing, and even if you listen to the way like Punk kind of like talks about it, he's like, I didn't punch anyone, I didn't swing at him, I just choked him out a little bit. Like, that's an insane thing to say.
Exactly. I didn't hit anybody. I just turned to blue.
if look, I know it's not different because like these are like wrestlers. It's a different profession, or like they're supposed to be like they're held to honestly not as high of a standard as most regular people. It's just the truth, right? If you or I got into a fight at our jobs, we'd be fired. Like it was just no question. No question. Like, you swing on your coworkers. You swing on. Well, it's over. It took a couple of times here. like let's not lose sight of that. I mean, it's a different standard, right? But it's one of those things. Like, fool me one time, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. And I think that's kind of what happened with this whole Punk thing. But
right.
Yeah, we'll see what happens here, man. But very interesting stuff. Actually, you want to talk about the Drew McIntyre thing? That could be fun.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun. Let's do that.
Yeah. Well. Actually, let's go through some of these chats real quick. So they're gonna give LA Knight the belt? Well, maybe.
Nope.
Oh, Trevor already gave his away. Hey, Trevor, what are your thoughts about Dolph Ziggler winning the TNA title?
I thought that was actually so. Here's the thing: I believe, and I hope everyone else does believe. I believe, but
I got you. You believe in
I
Jack
believe
Perry. Yeah,
I believe in Joe Hendry.
I believe in Jack Perry. Look, I'm a scapegoat. Look, they hit me in the head. It hurt.
But as much as I wanted Joe Hendry to win that belt, I believe Dolph should have won that belt. I believe it was more time. I believe.
Every
There was
time
more
you
time.
say I believe, it just pops me even more.
It believes. I believes. No, honestly, yeah, Dolph deserved the belt. Definitely, they made a good choice.
Yeah.
And no, Brock should not go to TNA.
Brock will not go to TNA either. But their entire roster salary could not.
They don't have enough money with them.
They could not afford Brock Lesnar. I'm just.
They don't have enough money for Brock Lesnar.
Hi, bro. What's your favorite? What are your thoughts on WWE? Pat McAfee. I did not think that said DLC. DLC pack. I mean, I've read about it. I've heard about it. It seems like.
I have not picked up the DLC pack yet. I absolutely love 2K24 though. I think it's a great game. I think it's one of the better ones they've made. But I don't have that pack yet.
Ty Schmidt and Boston Connor should not be in a video game. That's crazy to me. Well, this is actually getting into our next thing. How about that picture of Drew McIntyre and Jack Perry? Trevor, how about that picture of Drew McIntyre and Jack Perry, though? So Jack Perry and Drew McIntyre, as you can see here, took a picture together. Drew McIntyre, as you can see, tweeted out, "It's a real photo, cry us a river." Look, what a guy Drew McIntyre is. He is taking hatred and pettiness to Bret Hart levels of seriousness. It's worth noting, Trevor, this photo was taken down after about an hour or two from Drew's page, which caused many fans to be like, "Oh yes, CM Punk forced him to take it down." We have learned
That's the new mark.
That's just like a Zoidberg mark.
Yes.
Anyway, so Drew McIntyre took it down. I can't believe this is going out on the internet. Drew McIntyre took it down. Caused many fans to believe that CM Punk was the guy who made him take it down. We've learned reports that maybe was not the case. My view is that Drew kind of just simply was like, okay, this accomplished what it needed to. Bye-bye now. Because he's the biggest and best troll in wrestling right now. But what do you think about this? He posted a picture with Jack Perry. What do you think?
I literally was just about to say that. Like for months and almost a year, everyone talked about how big of a troll CM Punk was. Well, Trump that.
Wait, Trump that? Hulk Hogan will trump that.
Oh, he definitely will.
Anyway.
Drew McIntyre might be the biggest troll in wrestling right now. And this is amazing to me. And I honestly think what you said is perfect. It did what it needed to do. It accomplished what it needed to accomplish. Time to take it down. I'll find something else to be annoying about later.
It's just, let's just hold up. We gotta dissect this a little bit more. Look, oh dear. Look at that smile on their faces, though.
Right,
they know what they're doing. These two, they know what they're doing. Look at them. Like Drew's like, oh yeah, bro, buddy, let's take this. And Jack Perry's like, yeah.
Look at the comment. Cry me a river. Like, really?
Look. I will give. I'm gonna say this, and a lot of pro AEW people are gonna get mad. Drew McIntyre fully did what AEW was incapable of doing. He took All In or Brawl In, he took Brawl Out, and he found a way to make a whole lot of money for himself. Because had it not been for all this trolling, he would not have probably stayed with AEW or WWE. Like,
probably not.
I don't think he would have had the value at the point where he re-signed. It is just Like this is just beautiful. Like it goes to show you that with a little creativity, you can make these things work. And I'd argue that two people who have made more money than anyone else from the whole brawl in, brawl out situation are Drew McIntyre and Jack Perry, the two people in those pictures, because Jack Perry is a bigger star after brawl in than he was beforehand. And the scapegoat character, we'll talk about it in a little bit, is just amazing, and I love it.
Oh yeah, the scapegoat character, beauty. One of the best things that came out of pro wrestling in a long time. That scapegoat character is amazing. And like you said, Drew McIntyre is making his moolah. Dude, the shirt with CM Punk on it, the countless like trolls, like it's, oh my god, it's amazing. Yeah. Amazing, absolutely amazing.
We'll see where it goes though from here. Let us know in the comments, the chat, what you guys think. Do you think Drew McIntyre should continue to troll? Should he take a picture with the Elite? If he took a picture with Matt and Nick Jackson, it'd be over. The internet, everyone would be mad. Everyone would be mad, and it would be the greatest thing of all time. You'd have WWE fans going like, I couldn't trust that McIntyre. And then you'd have AEW fans being like, no. Be great.
Dude, oh my god. If he did that, that'd be great.
Please do. I would, please. Look, Drew.
Please let it happen.
All your merch. I will buy all your merch if you do.
Dude, I'd buy, yeah, me too. All of it.
Man, that would actually break the internet. That'd be crazy. Oh, man. Hi, bro. Should Bobby Lashley and MVP go to AEW and start the Hurt Business with Shelton Benjamin? They want to get that reunion. They want to get the Hurt Business back together in some way.
Your MVP is doing Bloodsport?
Yep. He appeared at Bloodsport this past Sunday.
Yep. And challenged what's his name to a match.
Yeah, Josh Barnett.
Josh.
Or maybe it's a ruse. Maybe we end up getting. Oh, that would actually be a really good.
That'd be great, actually.
It's like he thinks he's going in to fight MVP.
It'd be Lashley.
Yo, that would be big. That would be big for Bloodsport. That would be really big for Bloodsport.
Did you also see your boy, the modern day Maharaja?
Raj Desai. Hell yeah.
Made his GCW debut.
Yep. Former world champion.
Yes.
More WWE champion, I'll have you know, actually.
That's what I heard. That's what I've been told.
Mm-hmm. Here we go. Oh, Job with a long chat here. Trev, WWE so predictable since Logan Paul beat up LA Knight on Monday night, as WWE always telegraphs who will win their matches at a pay-per-view. Expect LA Knight to get his revenge.
Now, here's the thing. I don't disagree with anything you say. And the funny thing is, Job, I never really do. Like you're always pretty on point when it comes to WWE because we both don't really like it. But the only reason I don't believe that that's going to happen is because they have had every chance to push this man to the moon. Every chance. Well, I mean, we knew he wasn't going to be Roman Reigns. We just knew that wasn't going to happen. But they've had every chance to push him to the moon, and they haven't yet. And they, for some reason, have been hugging and coddling this YouTube jackass for as long as he's been in WWE. I mean, they pretty much dusted off the title and gave it to him. Like, don't get me wrong, his run isn't nearly as bad as Austin Theory's, but it's still absolutely annoying. And that's why I don't think they're going to give it to LA Knight. I mean, I think he deserves it. I think he deserves some belt. Honestly, I think the U.S. title is actually a little beneath the talent he exudes. But they're still not going to give him a title. He deserves one, but they're not going to give him.
Yeah, I think it's about time. It's about damn time they put something on LA Knight.
Dude, they need to do something. Dude, you have one of the fastest rising stars in WWE history, SmackDown history, WWE history, whatever you say. Like, little kids that can barely say count to 3 are saying yeah. Like my little
That
nephew
is,
says,
hey, okay, all right, hey, whoa, wait. Let's not act like that's an accomplishment, all right? Look, I was saying yeah when I was 1, all right?
"No, you weren't."
Yes, I was. Yes, I was. There's video evidence.
But no, like
It's like, yeah,
he's that popular.
oh, hey, night, yeah.
He's that. I mean, it was exaggerated, but he's that popular. But yeah, like I mean, it's just it is what it is.
Oh, hey, night, yeah. Oh man. We got Job crashing out saying, "Oh please, AEW don't sign Bobby Trashley." I think, look, if they have the right story, the Hurt Business and AEW could work for sure.
It could work. I mean, but do we need another faction in AEW?
Yes. Give me faction warfare. Give me faction warfare. I'm all for it.
We need all the factions.
Hi, bro. What did you give rating for WWE Raw last night in St. Paul, Minnesota? Jesse Ventura was there. Jesse Ventura was there back in the WWE family for the first time in a very long time, over a decade.
He's been there for a long time. He has been there in a long time, man. It was good to see him, actually.
Yeah.
He looked pretty healthy.
Yeah, look. God bless Jesse Ventura, man. And screw that scab Hulk Hogan who outed him for the union. That thing. I'm gonna do a breakdown of that one of these days. That thing so makes me angry.
Dude, like Hulk Hogan is so much garbage. It's ridiculous.
Look, brother, I came here, brother, because when I saw what they did to my president, my hero, brother, I said, brother, I'm going to body slam these Democrats like Andre the Giant in 1990, whatever. Yo, he is wild. He went to the RNC and cut a whole wrestling promo.
Dude, I'm sitting there, I'm like, what in the entire hell? Like, he's been in the news more than just that. Like, we're not even going to get into the poor girl he fired for no reason, but like,
you want to talk about it?
Sure.
You want to talk about it? Because I got thoughts.
We have a lot of thoughts.
I have so many thoughts. Let me
Dude, we there was I collect wrestling action figures and stuff. There's a new series coming out, and one of them has Hulk Hogan in it. And I one night was half sleeping, like on scrolling on Facebook and saw it, and I went in on the group for like 30 minutes of them praising Hulk Hogan and me just completely burying him.
You and like everyone else, the Hulk Hogan. I am so glad we live in a world where like the majority. I'm not gonna say majority because like majority of fans are not.
There's a lot of people that. I mean, if you want proof, go to our go to OT Graps.
YouTube.com/OT Graps.
And look how bad I got buried for defaming Hulk Hogan.
Well, look, that's exactly how you can tell they're Hulk Hogan fans, though. Some of the anyway,
wonderful comments.
Wonderful comments. Well, you know what? I am pulling it up, Trevor, because you know what? We gotta give the people what they want, and by the people I mean mainly you. This is like mainly for you. Oh gosh, actually, buy me like another 15 seconds.
Yes. Let's see. Let's read Job's newest comment. Let's see. There are so much great talents on the indies. Does the AEW send out scouts for recruiting purposes? You know what? That's a very good question. With some of their talent, like Orange Cassidy, guys like Darby Allin, stuff like that, and even Ethan Page, I think it was more like who you know type deal. But and being so, most of your top wrestlers were indie talents back in the day, like Young Bucks, Kenny Omega, just to name a few. Like that's part of how they got noticed. I mean, even John Moxley, like Moxley was an indie talent. I saw Moxley before he even sniffed a pro ring like back in like what 02, 03? Like he's he's been in the indie scene for a while. He's wrestled for CZW back in the day, doing a lot of tournament of death stuff. But like, I mean that would make sense for them to get a lot of those indie talents. I mean, but I think it might be more so word of mouth though.
Well, it's interesting. You know what else is interesting? Y'all hitting that like button, going over to youtube.com/OTGraps and subscribing. Trevor, we got a little something to talk about. Look, ahead of Hulk Hogan's now infamous appearance at the Republican National Convention, there's a lot of talk that was missed that we got to get into about Hulk Hogan allegedly firing an influencer, potentially due to her race. I think potentially is allegedly, potentially. Trevor, here's an article that kind of outlines the situation. There's Hulk Hogan. Here it is. Black influencer claims Hulk Hogan canceled her contract because she's and I think obviously like we kind of can read between the tea leaves of what that's trying to say. Here it is. Hulk Hogan is facing new racism allegations. The former wrestler is accused of canceling an influencer's contract due to their blackness. Influencer Essence Janai recounted her termination as a brand ambassador for Hogan's Real American Beer Company. I'm so sorry. On social media. Real American Beer.
I would never drink that trash.
I am a real American.
It probably tastes like KKK and reparations.
All right, back to the article we go. Hulk Hogan's Real American Beer Company on social media. Her TikTok includes images of Janai with Hogan as she started working for the Hogan Knows Best star on July 2nd. POV Hulk Hogan paid you. This was her caption. POV, Hulk Hogan paid you to be an ambassador and canceled your contract the next day when he realized that you were a black ambassador, she captioned. Janai proceeded to detail the swift termination. She stated that her contract ended early for no clear explanation after meeting Hogan. The Neighborhood Talk also reshared screenshots of her exposing the alleged racism. Here is, you can see a part of what she shared on TikTok. According to Janai, she signed a week-long contract to be a brand ambassador for Hogan's Real American Summer Tour. After only working one day, Janai learned the client, alluding to Hogan and his team, wanted to completely cancel the rest of her events, despite the initial claims. Janai saw her replacements on social media the following day when she and a fellow black ambassador did not make the cut for the promotional boat trip. The show did surely go on, and instead, white models seemingly took their place. I guess they didn't have room for us on the boat, she sarcastically wrote. While reasons behind Janai's firing remain unconfirmed, the incident is not Hogan's first allegation of discrimination. In 2015, an audio clip from 2007 revealed to the media personality using racial slurs. Repercussions immediately followed, including and now reverse removal from the WWE Hall of Fame. I totally forgot about that. They did do that, and then they brought it back. Chicka Chicka Hall of Fame, na, 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 brother. All right. Well, that seems to be the meat of the meat of the bones. Trevor, there was a lot we just went over there. Obviously, these are allegations, but it seems like, look, anytime you're dealing with a situation where you have a content creator of color who has their contract unceremoniously, cut or whatever, right after they meet the boss, there's only two situations here. Either boss didn't like what they saw in whatever way, or there's something deeper here. Obviously, allegedly, but read between the tea leaves a little bit. What are your reactions to this?
It's alleged. It definitely is alleged. Like, we're not gonna. We've said many times before. We're not gonna just outright say what it is because we honestly don't really know.
Look, I will say Hulk Hogan is a racist based off of what he said back in 2007.
Oh, he's an absolute racist. But this is this is a different subject. We can't, just say, sometimes you have a racial flare up, like sometimes
Yeah,
you have a racial flare up. He's not always a racist. He's only a racist when he wants to be. Like, so maybe he took his, anti supremacy pills and he didn't get his flare up this time. Maybe he's not really a racist. But I mean, look, I'm trying to make light of the situation. I'm trying to do what we do best. But at the end of the day, you can make the allegations and they're not really confirmed, but we know what we know. Hogan's a racist. And she is black. So put two and two together. I mean, like, Hogan is a known racist. This is not anything that has been pushed under the rug, even though everybody tries to. Like, he's the greatest wrestler to ever live, and he's not. He's not even. It was never great in the ring. It was never a great promo. Hogan. I'm sure Pastamania sucked, which is why it's gone. But I mean, unfortunately,
catching strays.
I mean, unfortunately, is why most of us took Flintstone vitamins. I mean, why not might be. They actually taste delicious. But I mean, it's just we know the guy's a racist, so we can assume that this is because, well, he's a racist, not because of anything else. I mean, unless something came out that she did something in her past and he didn't want someone like that being his brand ambassador. But wait. Let's rewind that. She did something in her past that a racist, misogynist, and the list goes on, doesn't want her working for his brand. A little overdoing like serious crime. There's not much you can do to offend Hulk Hogan. Let's just be real. People are literally like promoting his brand when he is a racist.
Hey, look here, brother. All right. When I took Andre the Giant and I body slammed him, brother. 93,000 people, dude. I mean, look, there's like obviously Trevor said we're doing our best to keep it light, but like look, is what it is. Trevor, I don't gotta explain to you what the way this comes across. You already know. I already know is what it is. Don't support Hulk Hogan. That's what I'm taking away from this. Don't support Hulk Hogan in anything. Real American crap. Come on, man.
It's like saying Marilyn Manson doesn't want you working for his brand. I mean, Charles Manson doesn't want you working for his brand because you kicked the puppy or something. You know what I mean? Like, it's
kick the puppy. He's just like, nah, man. We don't hurt animals here. Only people.
We don't do that here. We don't do that here.
We don't do that here, feller. Anyway, well, guys, look, the people who proceed to cook us in the comments, we're gonna know. Just know we're gonna know.
If you cook us in the comments, we already know what flag you wave.
Hey, it ain't the American one either. Oh man. Anyway, guys, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Oh my god!
Monetization.
I love it. We can't no, bro. We had to take a shot against Hulk Hogan.
Dude, it's been long overdue.
Bro, no, Trevor and I, low key, we be waiting for Hulk Hogan to mess up sometimes. And this like,
dude, we'll put it in like a bag. We'll hold the ammo up.
We were supposed to talk about this last week. Obviously, we couldn't because I was sick. I'm glad we got around to it, man.
Dude, man, it just makes you feel good.
Go back to that video we did where right, throw back to that time we like went over like 100 lies of Hulk Hogan or whatever.
Oh, was it 28 or something like that?
Something like that. Yeah, that thing was funny, yo. Dude, some
People
credit.
hated us, dude. They hated us for that.
He's gonna take credit for some wild stuff. He's like, I ended the Iraq War. When I beat Sergeant Slaughter at WrestleMania 8, dude. Or WrestleMania 7, Jack.
And if Bill Goldberg keeps going, he's gonna be up there with Hogan.
Yo. Oh, here we go. We got Ryan in the chat saying, better show on Peacock, Quantum Leap 1989 or 2010? I've never seen Quantum Leap, so I couldn't tell you.
I actually like the original Quantum Leap, but yeah.
Hey, man, the original is always better. Just like the original Star Trek is way better than Star Trek Next Generation.
Really? Or you just start stuff?
Oh, damn, he got serious about that. Oh, damn, is this a new pressure point I can push? I can push this button? No, I'm dead serious, though. I'm dead serious.
No, so what's really funny is my mom, Star Wars, dad, Trekkie. So but and my dad actually is a Star Wars and a Trekkie fan, which is weird. It doesn't really happen all the time. But no, I actually really liked Next Generation, but the original one is always, I mean, of course, the original one was good.
I love the original one, man. Leonard Nimoy was amazing as Spock. Look,
of course.
Captain Kirk was out here, every planet.
Yes, of course.
Making little Kirkomaniacs, He's got like little Kirkomanian, little human alien children like on every planet.
My man Scotty, beat me up, Scotty. My man.
Oh, keep me child support. Beat me up, Scotty.
What? Beat me up,
bro. That military. No wonder they're. It's like no wonder they started going out of business. That military dependence thing, like that health insurance was getting to be too expensive for the whole damn military with all stuff Captain Kirk was out here doing.
You know what I just thought about?
What's up?
It'd be really fun if we got a comment from Hulk Hogan.
Oh, I would. I'd send him the Zoom link so fast. If Hulk Hogan reached out to us and said, "Hey, dude, let me defend my," I would have so much fun.
No, oh my god, cooking for like 20 minutes.
I'd be like, yo, so what was going through your mind when you said you didn't want to have black grandchildren? Like what was
What did you mean? What was the
quote again? Hey Hulk, what was the quote again?
Yes. We love making fun of people.
Speaking of Hulk Hogan, you know who else is sick of Hulk Hogan? Job. I'm so sick of Hogan. Sure, he did a lot for wrestling, but so did The Rock, Mankind, Stone Cold, Terry Funk, the Freebirds. The list is endless. I agree. John Cena.
Absolutely.
Hogan toots his own horn more than Trump. Hey, man.
Yeah, that's why they're friends.
Oh, here we go. Trevor, let's hear your Triple H impersonation.
I think everyone's heard my Triple H impersonation.
Oh, I want to hear it again.
Well, you know that I think my Triple H is turning into something else.
I agree. And you know what? The people do not need to hear that. You got Ryan.
It came out. I'm like, wait a minute.
We got Ryan asking about John Moxley's contract situation. His deal expires in 2027 because he signed a 5-year deal. Signed a 5-year extension in 2022. So I thought
it was like 2024. That's
yeah, no.
Who's coming up now though? Daniel and Garcia, right?
Daniel. Oh, well, let's talk about it. Is Daniel Garcia leaving All Elite Wrestling, Trevor? Potentially. We don't know. It's been reported that Daniel Garcia's contract was coming up, Fightful Select had reported that the deal was expiring. People in AEW expected him to stay, but they were not confirming that he re-signed. Trevor, he obviously was taken off of TV recently, and one of the justifications in the reports was that this was done in order to help like them kind of plan like, okay, if he resigns, he can come back red hot in a feud with MJF. If he doesn't, well, that's a way for us to write him off TV. What are your thoughts on this? Daniel Garcia, should he re-sign with AEW, or should he see what else is out there?
Now, Daniel Garcia is super talented, and we've said it so many times. I love the dance; it's hilarious. Like Daniel Garcia is so talented. Actually, I thought he was one of the most talented in that in the three-way group there. Yeah, not saying anything about Magic and what was Magic and what was the other guys in his three-way tag team partnership. I don't remember their names.
Who's tag team partner? Daniel Garcia's?
Yeah.
Talking about Daddy Magic?
Yeah, Daddy Magic.
Daddy Magic and Cool Hand Angelo Parker.
Cool Hand Angelo, yeah. You know what? Anyway, no, like I thought he was the most talented in that group. Not taking anything from the rest of the members, but I thought he was the most talented in that group. And honestly, in my opinion, is probably the one of the main ones that could have branched out by themselves and been champion 5 times over now. But I mean, if the money's right, I say test the waters. Like if other places are talking better money than the AEW, I say test the waters. I mean, I don't really think WWE would be a spot for him right now. I think they have too many people similar to him, to be honest with you. I don't think that he will fit in the fold right now. AEW might be the best place for him if they're talking the right money.
It's interesting, because Daniel Garcia is someone who, reportedly WWE, it's a no-brainer. They would obviously be interested in Daniel Garcia. He's a star. It's interesting to me because I'd argue that, Daniel Garcia, this stuff that he did with MJF was some of the most compelling stuff that he's ever done. And regardless of how you perceive the dance and the whole package or whatever of Daniel Garcia, the character, AEW has always placed him in pretty prominent situations throughout his run. If you look at when he first came up to AEW, people forget. Trevor, you know who faced John Moxley in the main event of one of AEW's biggest shows ever in the first dance in Chicago when CM Punk made his return? Daniel Garcia. He was trusted in 2021 to headline that show. That tells you what Tony Khan, AEW, and company thought of him then. And I think there's going to be that trust has always been there. He had a big feud with Bryan. He has a great showing and a great story told in the Continental Classic. And I think it's going to continue. And the stuff we saw with MJF was really compelling. Money is always going to be, I think, a factor in these decisions, right? And if he does indeed become a free agent, I think it would behoove him. It would be the right decision to see what WWE would be offering compared to AEW. I think so. I think every talent should do that. Look, what's the offer? Because at the end of the day, you can only do this for so long. And Daniel Garcia knows he's had both of his legs broken in an accident. He almost lost his career because of it. He understands this stuff is fleeting. It doesn't always end on your terms, and it doesn't always end pretty. So you want to make sure that you have what you need in order to take care of yourselves for the long run. It's going to be interesting. I expect him to stay with AEW. I will say that. I think Tony Khan understands that he has one of the biggest stars of his company in the future, at his hands. And I think the next step for that is for him to go and have a big feud with MJF. I do think that's what takes Daniel Garcia to that next level, elevates him, I'd argue, into more of the main event scene.
If he was to go to WWE, What's a fantasy matchup you wouldn't mind seeing?
Give me Daniel Garcia versus Fandango, the dance-off. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. No, I would love to see in WWE Daniel Garcia versus like Johnny Gargano. Like that's a good. Really
I was
good
thinking the
match
same
I wanna
thing.
see.
Him and Johnny Gargano would be a great one. Another one.
Daniel Garcia versus Gunta.
Ooh,
Ooh.
or Pete Dunne.
Butch.
That'd be a good one too.
Ilya Dragunov versus Daniel
Yes,
Garcia.
you stole the words right out of my mouth.
Triple H game. Cook trips. Give me Daniel Garcia in WWE. I never thought I'd be saying this. Let's go, baby.
Hey, that Ilya Dragunov and Daniel Garcia. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Well, we'll see what happens with Daniel Garcia. Like undoubtedly, he is one of the faces of this next generation. Like he is.
Absolutely.
He's a great wrestler, and I think he's a guy that people want to like. Like that does not happen, like without him working. Like he's a very likable guy, like automatically when you see him, and that's really good for a connection with the fans.
Absolutely, yeah. He's a really likable guy. I think it's just a matter of time, honestly, to elevate his career.
Well, we'll see what happens. Trevor. Speaking of people whose contracts are up, the American Dragon Bryan Danielson reports that his contract is up this week. He, as of this recording, is going to be on Dynamite, kind of talking about this. We'll see what happens there. But needless to say, Bryan, this is going to be his final full-time run. I'm saying that he's probably going to go until Wrestle Dream full-time, and then that's going to be when he stops.
Right.
I'm also saying that he should and will win the AEW World Championship at All In because it just look. Well, I want to get your thoughts, but man, you can't not have him win the belt once. Like Bryan needs to be AEW World Champion, right? Like, come on.
Yeah, I think so. I think it's the best. Like, okay, no, it wasn't a World Championship, but you gave Sting the tag titles, like
the world tag titles, the world,
right?
They gave him the world.
Like, can my boy get the world title?
I just please anything you have to do, like knock him out and put his arm over Swerve, do the reverse Montreal screw job. Anything you gotta do, turn the lights off at Wembley Stadium. Lights come on, ding ding ding, and he's the world champion. I will accept it. I will accept whatever tomfoolery and buffoonery Tony Khan puts before me, as long as the American Dragon leaves All In as the world champion. I don't care. It will happen. And look at this. We're already getting Job in the chat. He's on light duty, so it's not going to happen. I bet I will if the American Dragon Bryan Danielson. I'm going to do it, Trevor. If Bryan Danielson does not leave All In as the AEW World Championship, I will come on this show after All In and shave my beard.
Wait. So if he doesn't win, so it's that serious. If he doesn't win, you're saving your beard.
I'll also just stop watching AEW forever. That one I'm less serious about. But I will shave. Let's just say, the match happens. If the match happens and Bryan does not walk out as a world champion, I'm shaving this beard.
That's not a claim I would make, but you are that. You are that.
But put it's here. It's here. Hit that like button, subscribe, comment below. I'll shave it. I'll shave it.
I mean, you're used to shaving your beard. You shave your beard quite often anyway. But
no way. What do you mean? Hey, whoa! This has been
actually no. This has been a lot of growth. Though. I will say this.
Look. Since October, I've done it once, and that was also because I lost a wrestling related bet. So
are Are you just like prone to bet your beard when you?
Well, the other one was okay. The other one, you have to understand the timing was bad on my part
Okay.
because it was right when Cody did the whole I'm gonna beat you, Roman, just not at WrestleMania.
Oh, okay.
And I was like,
Okay.
ain't no way, bro. WWE just cooked themselves. And
Yeah,
Cody.
we did, yeah.
So I was like, ain't no way Cody winning the belt. And look, see, at that point, though, I did a preemptive strike because I was like, all right. I was like thinking about it. I was like, all right, I could probably have. I like shaved it 3 weeks early. I was like, oh, okay, yeah, look, I've admitted defeat. I need to have a nice beard for the summer, so I'm just gonna But no, I'm dead serious.
The growth is good. It looks good.
No, I'm dead serious though. Brian will be the world champion. Otherwise, you will see my baby face.
He said, Job's.
No, just shave the world, Job, in it. I'll tell you what. If you lose, shave. If I lose, I'll shave my head, a beard versus hair match. Job. You know what? Yeah, it's Job. Yeah, you know what?
Oh
Job,
no!
Go for it. Go for it. Will you shave
We
your
don't
beard
know
and
what-
your hair? Hell no. Hell no. I'm not.
Oh, you're not shaving your head. No, hell
No. Y'all see this Vegeta Widow's Peak I'm working with? I don't got this for much longer. I'm gonna enjoy it for as long as I got it. No.
No.
Yo
Oh,
said
man.
yo said hair. No, look. You want to put your hair on the line? That's you. I'm not gonna force you to do that. But
That's you.
this ain't going nowhere. No. This can grow back. This. Oh hell no. This I'm gonna have to take a trip to Turkey in a few years. You know what I'm saying? Like this is gonna be. Yeah, because I'm not ending up like that. Y'all see that? I ain't ending up like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty shiny looking. Anyway,
I used to have a head of luxurious hair.
I'm just imagining like you with like a perm. Like one of those like Jerry curl perm.
So my hair was actually really, really curly. Like super, like I'm talking about looping curls. And yeah.
Yeah, no, this is ooh.
Maybe one day I'll show you one of those pictures.
Oh, look at that though. It's already like retreat. Anyway. Yeah, no. Yeah, no. It's on. It's live. Bryan Danielson will win the world title though, Trevor, and
hope so.
Yeah, I think, I think afterwards, the other interesting thing that's actually newsworthy that we should talk about. So Tony Khan said that Bryan Danielson will remain a part of AEW for the long run. Bryan has said this is his last full-time deal. It's been reported that Bryan is very well liked backstage, and he's someone who AEW, relies on, like as like a leader backstage, and also in the creative department. Tony Khan has said like he told his dad that if anything happens to him, if Tony Khan is incapacitated in whatever way, or if he's in a coma or whatever, Bryan Danielson is the guy you go to run this company. That's a lot of trust that he has on Bryan. What do you think about this whole thing? We'll finish up with Joe in a sec.
No. That really shows how much. That really does show how much the company loves him, though. It really does. Like that shows how much of a great guy he is. You've never really heard much bad about Bryan in the locker rooms. Like even in the early days of ROH, like he's always been a pretty stand-up guy. Like with the fans and everything. Now, do you think he would have one more WWE run if they offered it to him?
I don't think he's gonna do a full-time run, and I don't think he wants to. I think he wants the ability to do like whatever he wants. Like,
yeah,
I think
that was the issue with his contract in the first place.
I think what Bryan wants is a situation where his main priority is his kids, and if he wants to like wrestle a match against one specific person, or if he is able to just go to like a local indie like Defy and just show up and be like, hey, I'm here.
Here.
Bye-bye. I'm going to job now and leave because I'm Brian. Like, and I mean that in the nicest way, because Brian is literally like one of the nicest guys in the history of pro wrestling. Like from all indications, what everyone's always said and all that, like
really
just like the exact opposite of what the perception of pro wrestlers are, because usually like they're perceived to be like, you know, like buttholes and like, you know, people who ruffle feathers and all that kind of stuff. He's just like a nice guy, and can't wait to see what he does, hopefully in his next contract, but we'll see. I think WWE is a possibility. It always is, but I think, look, he is. I think he's very committed to wanting to do whatever he wants and staying with his family. But we'll see.
You hear me?
Yep.
Yeah.
All right.
Having issues with the connection over here. But anyway, no, I think you're right.
Yeah. We got Job saying, Trev, don't tell him but I already have. You know what? No, Job, you got to grow out your hair. Show off that hairline, bro. Show off that hairline. Give me 2 months.
No, see, I actually thought about that. I was like, we don't know if his hair is already shaved.
Nah, you gotta grow, Job. You gotta grow out your hair for 2 months. If Brian walks out as champion, I'm mad. That's like an insult. That's losing a bet.
That's
like,
hilarious.
Damn. Oh man, AEW seems to be more of a. Sorry,
you know what's funny? You mentioned this. Oh no, I want to read this. Go.
What's up?
I'm sorry, I'm messing up again. But go ahead, read.
Nah, you're good.
I said, read what you're going to read.
Oh, AEW seems to be more of a family-friendly organization, where WWE is all about money. I mean, they're both about money. AEW, I think, just offers more flexibility.
I mean, yeah, they both are.
Yeah.
I'm moving around. Sweet.
I show. Hell, look at what Tony Khan's doing for Brody Lee's family. I mean, WWE has done that in the past for families, but like, I think there are advantages, obviously, to working that AEW schedule more so than there are to the WWE schedule if family is your number one priority and you're a big star. Like, that it really is a difference if you're a big star.
Absolutely. I think it does matter. Like, I mean, Tony Khan is more flexible, able to do a little more than Vince McMahon and them were. But they both have done it for the families in the past.
Well, without further ado, let's talk about WWE SummerSlam. Trevor, the pre-show is starting at 4 p.m. The show starts at 7. It's a 3-hour pre-show. No wrestling, just talking for 3 hours on Peacock. Are you going to be tuning in?
I'm going to watch that. It's terrible.
Yeah, it's not great. Absolutely. I mean, yeah. So, I mean, but with that, 8 hours of a show, we have 7 matches on this card. 6 of them are for titles. I'm gonna run them down, and then we're gonna talk about them. You got Damian Priest versus Gunther for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. You have Bayley versus Nia Jax for the WWE Women's World Championship. You have Rhea Ripley versus Liv Morgan for the WWE Women's World Championship, the other Women's World Championship, so many World Championships in WWE. Then you have Cody Rhodes versus Solo Sikoa for the undisputed WWE Championship. Logan Paul taking on LA Knight, for the United States title. Sami Zayn versus Braun Breaker for the Intercontinental Championship. And finally, the only non-title match on this pay-per-view, arguably WWE's biggest feud going right now, Drew McIntyre versus CM Punk with Seth, that's what I was trying to say, Seth frickin' Rollins as the special guest referee. Thoughts on the card, Trevor?
Pretty stacked, actually. It's actually very stacked. Should be a lot of fun. Some of the matches, I'm like, but it should be interesting.
Let's talk about what match are you like the most on?
Honestly, let's see. Nia Jackson Bailey. I'm kind of
You and me both, brother. I love both these women. I think they're both
do.
immense talents, but ain't no heat for this match. Ain't no heat for this match. I mean,
and then we got tag team matches, right?
No tag team matches on this show. It's all singles matches, all one-on-ones, which is an interesting change-up for WWE.
Yeah, it is, actually. I'm a little in with the Sami Zayn match, too, to be honest with you.
I mean, it's the most, that I think is, outside of the WWE Undisputed Championship match, I think that's the most predictable matchup there. Like, Braun Breaker beats Sami, right?
He should have beat him. He should have beat him in the first place. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, I love Sami. I absolutely love Sami. Everyone knows that. But Braun was so over at the time. He was so over. Like, he should have had the title. That's probably why they're running the match back in the next pay-per-view. Just had that pay-per-view before. So that's why they're running it back like that, because they realize they screwed up.
Yeah, the more I think about it, the more I kind of realize I'm like, oh man, I know why they didn't beat Sami in Money in the Bank, because they weren't about to have him job out in Canada. That's crazy.
Right. Right.
But hey, yo, we gotta get like our priorities straight here. Fact, like, come on, guys, come on, man.
Exactly.
But
what match are you looking forward to, though?
I mean, it's Drew versus Punk. That is the main draw for me for this show.
Of course.
I was really looking forward to Liv versus Ripley. I still am. I'm looking forward to it less. I'm actually looking forward to Damian Priest and Gunther a lot more than I thought I would be.
That's going to be a good one, yeah.
I think they have done...
I didn't think it was going to be that good, honestly. They've done a good job with that.
Yeah, they've done a really good job, especially the last 2 weeks. Like, for this the first time in Damian Priest's entire run as world champion that he's felt like a world champion.
Right. And he's kind of viewed as a big-time tweener, because there's still people, like, booing him and everything, but like this is the only time that you've really seen him somewhat as a face.
Yeah, I think, and I think if this role fits him. Like he just seems like it's almost as if like they had to like call him out on like all the stuff the internet's saying about him, like, or whatever, like the criticism that are levied against him, in order to make him this big guy, because like now he feels like he's fighting back, and it feels like we're getting like what he's really made of, and there's a reason to care about this character. Gunther obviously is part of the reason that this worked, but Damian Priest is also the guy performing, and I think he has had, despite the booking from WrestleMania until right after Money in the Bank, like despite all that, he has played his part as well as one possibly could.
I think so. I definitely think so. Like, he's probably one of the shining graces, and honestly, interesting choice to me. Originally was his champion, but he's making it work. He's definitely making it work, and I absolutely enjoy. I actually absolutely enjoy seeing him as champion.
You think he walks? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, and that's exactly what I was about to get to. Like, now, whether he beats Gunther, now I'll be honest with you, I like Gunther. I like him a lot, and I think it's about time to put a world championship on his belt, on his waist. But I also think that doing that so early in his run will kind of diminish the importance of Damian Priest's run, I think. But we'll see what happens.
I think Gunther takes it. I understand what you're saying, and I think Damian Priest, if he beat Gunther clean, it would be a big win. That would be a massive win.
Huge win.
Like, it would be, I'm not going to say it's a 1-to-1 comparison, obviously, but it would be kind of it would be like that stamp of approval that kind of Swerve got when he beat Will Ospreay clean.
Right.
It was just like, oh, wow, this is serious. Like you got to take this character seriously because he will win every single time he's in the ring.
And that's kind of why I don't understand why they didn't let him beat Seth just 1-on-1 clean. You know what I mean? Like, because right now that would have been
Job.
one of the that would have been one of the biggest wins of his career, honestly. And then you could have Gunther take it off him.
Yeah, we'll see. We also have Bayley and Nia Jax, like we were talking about earlier. I mean, I think we both kind of agree Bayley is going to retain the belt here. But Trevor, do you think there's a chance that might be that time this coming Saturday? Will Saturday in Cleveland be Tiffy time?
Good. Now, honestly, I think, I don't know. Do you sit on that? Do you wait on that? Or do you push her to the moon? Because once Tiffany Stratton gets that belt, you push her to the moon. Don't change hands so far. So you push her as far and as much as you possibly can. Like because she's a star. She's a star. And you push her as much as you possibly can once she gets that belt. So do you take it off, Bayley? Is it time? I don't know.
I think it's Tiffy time, man. I think we're doing it. Bayley's gonna win, and she's gonna get cashed in on, and it's gonna be a massive moment for SummerSlam.
Oh yeah, definitely is. Dude, I love Tiffany Stratton. Look, I don't think it's a secret. We both like Tiffy time.
Yep.
The world's best moonsault.
All right. Then we got Liv Morgan, Rhea Ripley, women's world title on the line, and possibly the heart of Dominic Mysterio. Trevor, I'm going to be the one to say it. Is it me, or did this storyline take a bit of a dive? I'm not going to say a nose dive, but like, did it become somehow less compelling when Rhea returned? But the way she returned. I'm not saying because Rhea returned. I don't think the story's been good, is what I'm trying to say.
We got ripped in half for this. Like we got the shreds in the comics for this. But I agree. I don't. First and foremost, like her taking Dom back that quick. Come on. Like her complaining about him not answering his calls and things like that, and then all of a sudden you decide to take it back. Then the whole like embarrassing Liv on national TV, Liv loses her mind. You got to build more on that, dude. Like you can't do that 1 week before SummerSlam. You need to build on that. Crazy Liv Morgan works. I honestly like it. I think it's something that really, really works. Crazy Liv Morgan would be awesome. But you have to work more with it. Like, I feel like it's rushed. I feel like they didn't put much time and thought into this. It could be so much better.
Yeah, I mean, I think, like, where they went wrong was, I don't think, my view is this, right? I understand why they brought Rhea Ripley back from a business standpoint. She's one of your biggest stars, your top 3 stars in the entire company. You want her to be there. You want her to help sell tickets and you know, like continue this awesome business streak that WWE's on. At the end of the day, that's what it's about. It's less so about the story. Understood. But you can weigh these things out to an extent. I would have much rather have seen, and again, this is my personal thing. People can disagree. It is what it is. I would have much rather have seen a story where Liv Morgan kind of successfully like turns Dominic to her side, right? And like she accomplishes her goal. Because remember, Liv Morgan said, I'm going to take everything from you. I'm going to take away your title. I'm going to take away your friends. I'm going to take away your dom. We didn't really see her do the latter two. We saw hints of that, and I thought that's where they were going. I think that's where they potentially were going. And then Rhea Ripley just came in, and Liv has just been there, saying like, "Oh my God, Dom, you broke my heart." Like Liv's kind of doing what Rhea probably should have been doing a little bit. Like I don't know. I I think it would have been more compelling to have Dom fully on Liv's side, almost as if he forgot about Rhea, and then that moment of Rhea coming back and being like, "What the hell are you doing?" would have meant even more, because he would have been like, "Oh damn, what am I doing, mommy?" Like, you know. But
I think the way you save it, Dom turns on Liv on Ripley.
I think that could be cool. That could be cool.
That's the way you save it. You save it with Dom turning on Ripley, and the Judgment Day kind of turning it back on her.
Except for Priest, because remember,
Except for Priest. Priest being
if Priest loses,
right,
he's out.
Priest being the only one on her side because, well, he's gone. But yeah, I think that's the way you save it.
Interesting. Let's talk about our next match. Job says the Marks think that Cody is going to lose, or just that Marks. Solo Sikoa versus Cody Rhodes in what is likely going to be the main event. Trevor, thoughts?
Yeah, I put it like this: if Cody loses to Solo Sikoa, there is no reason to watch Raw, SmackDown anymore. Or it could be one of these things. Solo has the match won. He has the match in his grasp. 1, 2. You hear the music? And then you have to acknowledge it. I feel that's the only way to save the storyline. I feel like that's the only way to make it make sense.
If Solo beats Cody for the world title, I'm going to sit there and laugh for about 20 minutes because that's the only reaction that you can kind of have to that. Because I have seen people try to defend this Cody Rhodes title. Like, look, I am not saying that Cody should not be champion. He 100% should be. He's the guy.
Yeah,
he belongs in that spot.
That's the guy you need.
And I love Cody. I love Cody. But my God, this booking has been garbage. Hot,
Horrid.
stinky, smelly
Horrid.
on a
Absolutely
hot
horrid.
summer's day in Tucson, Arizona levels of garbage. Rats flying everywhere. Ugh. And if they have Solo beat him, I'm just like, so we just did all that for nothing. All that for nothing. Like, the moment at WrestleMania was great, one of the greatest moments in WrestleMania history, but for nothing.
Yeah, I feel the exact same way. I don't think it makes a whole lot of sense, to be honest with you.
I do think we're gonna get Roman, though. I do think we're gonna get Roman.
I think it's time to bring him back. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see. We already talked about Logan Paul versus LA Knight, but quick prediction, Trevor. Logan Paul or LA Knight, yeah.
I tell you what I want. I want LA Knight to finally get the title. But what I think is gonna happen, I think Logan Paul's gonna get it.
Oh, the Trevor has no hope. And finally, Trevor, I think the match that most people are most excited for, finally, by God, finally, CM Punk and Drew McIntyre get their hands on each other. There's been blood. There's been beatdowns. There's been Drew, who's had his title lost twice because of Punk. There's been Punk, who has been, made fun of online for months at this point and had his bracelet with AJ and Larry's name on it stolen. So there's a lot that's coming into this feud, but one curveball, a controversial curveball that was thrown into this, was that Seth frickin' Rollins was named the special guest referee. My questions to you, Trevor. Number one, was it the right decision to make Rollins the special guest referee? Should he be in this match? And number two, who wins and why?
Honestly, it's an interesting curveball. It really is. I think, honestly, they should all have their matches separately. I think, they should all get a chance to get revenge on each other, separately. But the way they did it, Seth Rollins does have a reason to be in this match.
Oh man, Trevor got cooked there.
Hello.
Oh, it's okay. You got cooked there for a sec.
I did. I was.
We can hear you.
Hello.
We can hear you.
Oh, am I back? Hello.
Mhm.
Hello.
Yep.
You hear me? Cool. Oh, there we go. But yeah, so I believe that they should all have their own sub matches, but the way they did the storyline, Seth definitely has his reasons to be there. So it's a great curveball. I think it's interesting. I honestly think it's going to turn into a triple threat match at some point. But I think CM Punk wins.
Interesting. I think they're going for that. Remember that match between Taker and Shawn back in like 90? What was it, 96?
It was.
It was Taker. Sorry, it was Taker and
Shawn
Brett.
had the belt when he lost
It was Taker and Brett when Shawn Michaels was the special guest referee.
Yes, that was 98, I believe. 97 or 98.
No,
Yeah,
97 was, well, it had to have been 97 then because Brett left in 97. But
Gotcha.
anyway, but I think that's kind of what they're going for here. I do think that in this, Rollins is going to cost CM Punk inadvertently, but cost CM Punk. At Bash in Berlin, we get the singles match between Rollins and Punk, and then the main event of Bad Blood will be McIntyre, Punk, Hell in a Cell, like culminating this months-long feud. Because I don't think this is something that's going to end at SummerSlam, and I don't think it's going to be something that ends in like regular.
I think you have so much invested in this. It's a great worked out feud and story. I think the elements they're adding are great, but but I honestly think you gotta push it up a notch, man. You gotta make, like you said, you gotta culminate it.
Well, we'll see how things culminate this Saturday at Cleveland Browns Stadium in Cleveland, Ohio, guys, as WWE SummerSlam comes to us live. 37th edition of SummerSlam. God, we are getting old, Trevor.
I ain't claiming nothing.
Oh, man. Well, Trevor, what are you watching these days?
Let's see. Finishing up the boys, of course. Olympics. Been watching a lot of Olympics.
USA's cooking. Except, did you see Team USA didn't even place in shooting?
No. It's funny. There's a lot of white people. I mean, there's a lot of guns.
When I saw what the Olympics did, brother, I said enough is enough.
Americans like to shoot people, brother, and we didn't come in it. Okay, so, but no, like, I was like, wow, really? That's funny. But you see what your girl was doing in gymnastics?
Simone Biles is cooking.
It's cooking, man. Cooking. And the swimming, eating. The Sha'Carri Richardson, eating. Doing pretty good over there.
Doing pretty good in these Olympics, you know. Damn shame nobody watches that crap. Anyway, no. No. We love the Olympics. Watching a little bit of the Olympics. I've been watching Gen V. The boys spinoff show. That's really good.
Yeah, I've seen bits and pieces. I haven't finished it yet, but yeah. I've seen bits and pieces.
Man, okay, it is 8:40. I have to hop.
Hey, buddy.
All right, guys, it's been great. Of course, go over to youtube.com/@OTGraps and subscribe for more content, clips, and all that kind of stuff. Guys, let us know how you feel about all this stuff. Be sure to also go over to Twitter, the app formerly known as Twitter, and follow Trevor at TREVERTAINMENT.
If you have my Twitter account back, I will start replying, guys.
Yeah, he's working on it. Job says, have we talked about Blood and Guts yet? The main event was top 10er for me. It was a great main event. Great main event.
Yeah, we'll talk about it when we have a chance.
We'll talk about it. That chair shot was insane, though, on Jack Perry.
Crazy.
Yeah. But be sure to go over to Twitter. Follow him at TREVERTAINMENT. That is TREVERTAINMENT. Until next time, be happy, be healthy, and as always, keep it real.
Love those afar, hug those close, and enjoy yourself, guys. The summer's ending. Spend time with your family. Have a good week.
Speaking of things ending, when is Matt Cardona's career going to end? Tune in next week.